cannot best you!
Hello, my fellow sons and daughters of Skyrim. Welcome to my channel. I am Arthur, a Skyrim veteran that decided to share some of his original character builds here on YouTube until Bethesda finally blesses us with the Elder Scrolls 6. With the summer nearly over and winter approaching, this character build felt like the appropriate way to begin. Now, without further ado, allow me to present to you the story of the Northener. The Northener was born in Winterhold. Already at a young age, the Northener showed skill with frost magic, which ended up sparking him with undying curiosity to the College of Winterhold. Because of how frowned upon and hated mages were in Winterhold, the Northener kept his abilities in secret. For years, he trained alone on the frozen sea, away from the eyes of the villagers, and occasionally he sneaked into the college to watch the mages in hope that he would learn something. When the Northener turned 13 years old, he had finally gathered enough courage to tell his father about his secret dream to join the College of Winterhold. His father, Corir, the Jarl of Winterhold, was furious when his son asked to join the college.
Those cursed mages. It's their fault Winterhold is gone.
Corir ripped the Northener of his name and inheritance on the spot and declared him a traitor. From that point forward, the Northener was known as the Bastard of Winterhold. Northener spent his childhood surviving in the northest parts of Skyrim. He never ended up joining the College of Winterhold because he still had hope that his father would one day forgive him and restore his lost position within the Jarl's Longhouse. As years passed and the Northener grew older, he learned to accept it that he was a bastard and would remain one for the rest of his life. Instead of forgiveness, Northener's father had forgotten him. When he finally turned from boy to a young man, the Northener decided to leave North behind and travel south to seek his destiny. Barely after 1 month on the road, the Northener ran into a scene of battle where his fellow Nords were outnumbered and being beaten by foreigners. The Northener had spent all his life just surviving, so he had no knowledge of the politics and therefore didn't realize that he stood up to defend Ulfric Stormcloak when he tried to intervene and stop the fighting. Northener was captured along with the other Stormcloaks and ended up in a wagon heading to Helgen. This is where you begin your adventure. Soon as you get out of Helgen, smith yourself a steel war axe and steel soldier armor. Then try to get your hands on every frost spell you can cast. Northener will use the steel soldier armor until it can be replaced with steel plate, and eventually by Nordic armor. I didn't use any helmet on my playthrough before I got my hands on the Dawnguard full helmet. Last but not least, the Northener uses Stormbear boots and gauntlets to reduce the cost of his power attacks, and to up his frost resistance to 70% and to regenerate stamina 10% faster. The first quest lines you should pursue are the Civil War, the Companions, and the main quest. I recommend completing the main quest until you are supposed to break into Thalmor Embassy. It's easy to roleplay that the party is many months away, and that allows you to focus on other quest lines with the power of Thuum on your side. You should complete the Battle of Champions soon as possible to get Stormbear boots and gauntlets. Just be careful. Your opponent hits hard. I also like to carry the Stormbear sword with me, so I can still add frost damage to my attacks if some enemies resist my spells. Northener is not a dual-wield build, but it's good to have a few tricks up your sleeve when playing on Master difficulty. I like to do the Companions and the Civil War quest lines at the same time. It feels more realistic to progress the companion's quest line between the battles against the Empire instead of just running from war to war. In my playthrough, I only used a Skyforge steel war axe to present my rank as the Harbinger.
Now that's a smart weapon. Light, strong, useful. Crack some skulls for me.
But feel free to use the one-handed axe you like the most. Now into the stats and perks of the Northener. On Master difficulty, many enemies can one-shot you. Therefore, you should first focus on health, placing only every third level up to Magicka. Once you feel comfortable taking down even tough opponents, only then should you catch up your stamina. By the time you hit level 40, you'll want the following. In smithing, learn advanced armors and arcane blacksmith. With destruction, your final goal is to master it, so you'll want all perks from novice to master destruction. Also make sure to place both perks on augmented frost and one on deep freeze. In restoration, only pick both perks in recovery and regeneration. For heavy armor, place all 5 in juggernaut and get the left side all the way to conditioning. From the one-handed perk tree, pick all 5 in armsman, all 3 in hack and slash, and both savage strike and critical charge. Finally, place 1 perk in dual flurry to get dual savagery. It makes carrying the storm bear blade worth it. Playstyle of the Northener is simple. Use frost attacks to slow down your enemies and find openings in their offense to swing your axe. Northener's favorite shouts are Elemental Fury, Frost Breath, and Unrelenting Force. You can find many combinations with these skills. For example, if you struggle with the opponent that keeps killing you, use Unrelenting Force to knock him down, then bring out the Storm Bear Blade and use it with your axe to deal a nasty mixture of bleed and frost damage to even the odds. And that finally wraps up the build. My goal is to showcase interesting characters that make you want to play Skyrim again. Let me know what you think about the build and what kind of characters you would like to see in the future. Thanks for watching, and don't hesitate to subscribe if you enjoy stories like the Northener, because I have many more characters planned. Take care, and I hope to see you in the next video.